opinion don't matter. This a maniac is gonna step on whomever. It's time getting light, 'cause I'm gonna make it change. Kicking ass, taking names, cleaning house all the babies. I'm burning out the dead wood, burning down time.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Game Nation again. I don't know. We haven't done it in a really long time. What's the name of the show, Brian?
Game Nation Radio.
That's it. There we go. Game Nation Radio. I know it's been a really long time, and
It's been a very, very long time. Some people have actually. Let me rephrase that. No one's missed us. I don't think anyone even noticed we were gone.
yeah, probably not. And we're here with Dave D'Angelo, our the cumin to our salt, the cumin to our salt and pepper.
The bowl of spaghetti to your Lady and the Tramp.
Yes, the R2D2,
The droid that
Uncle Owen was
Bart
to our R2D2 C3PO combination.
Yes.
And all sorts of other awkward threesomes.
I'm happy to be your cumin.
Cumin's awesome. What do you use cumin in anyway?
I have no idea.
I actually have no idea what cumin tastes like.
It's something I want to try, actually. If anyone knows what cumin tastes like, leave it in the comment section below.
Yeah. Or call... Oh.
Yeah, we gotta bring up that fact. One of the reasons why we were gone for so long, we went through some major changes in how the show's going to work. Most of the shows now, we're going to try and bring back a live stream podcast for you guys, because some of you did enjoy that. We're working on that now, but right now, most of our episodes are going to be pre-recorded, this one being the first one. Also, if you haven't noticed, we're not on Blog Talk Radio anymore. We've kind of said to that chapter of our...
we went Ronin.
We did go Ronin. We don't have a home anymore. Well, actually, we do have a home.
GameNationRadio.net.
If you didn't catch that, it's GameNationRadio.net.
Net.
Where you can catch all our podcasts and our new series, Game Nation Plays. We're currently doing a Let's Play of Robot Chemic Drive. And I think we should announce what our next Let's Play series is going to be once that's done.
I will be doing every Resident Evil game. Period. All of them. Start to finish.
Even the really awful ones?
Yes. I will do them all.
Well, which ones do you classify as the really awful ones?
Every Resident Evil?
I own every Resident Evil game.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I own 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, Code Veronica X, the remake of 1. What did I miss? I own 5, 6.
Yeah,
I own
Survivor. I was about to say those.
I own Survivor. I own. I don't own Survivor 2. That's one I'm missing. Survivor 2.
Do you have the portable ones, or like Mercenaries, Resident Evil?
Mercenaries? Well, those are just mini games.
Oh, okay, but I know there's several Resident Evils they released.
Oh, I also own even bad games such as Operation Raccoon City, which I don't know if I can actually do a Let's Play of that because it's like a pure multiplayer game. I guess I probably could, but it would be just
an interesting twist.
Yeah,
it would be. It would be an interesting.
So that one's probably not going to be involved. I also own what did I miss in there? Oh, I own the Resident Evil Outbreak series too. So.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's definitely something to look forward to, but right now we're still doing Robot Chemic Drive. Once that's done, we'll get started with our Resident Evil Let's Play. And then from there, I already know what the next Let's Play game I'm doing. Russ is going to be doing that one. I won't be doing mine at the same time as Russ. We want to kind of give each other like the center of attention.
Yeah.
Because I think it's safe to assume we're both attention whores in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I'm a whore.
Okay. But we got that. Of course, you can always follow us on our YouTube page at Game Nation Radio, our Facebook page, Game Nation Radio, our Twitter at Game Nation Radio. check out our website. It's actually a really sexily designed website.
It's sexy, that website.
It is sexy.
We have to thank Dave's brother for that.
Yes, we do have to
John
thank
D'Angelo. He did a very good job.
Very, very good job with that website. Thank you, sir.
Finally got a picture of me on there. It took a while.
We had a picture of you. It was a picture of you in the suit. It was very sexy.
It is a very sexy suit.
Although I do have to change your title, though, on that. I forgot to change your title.
Don't tell anybody what it's being changed
I'm not going to tell anyone what it's going to be changed to.
Yeah. It's going to be fun.
It's going to be hilarious. And also, if you go to there's a nice little Easter egg on the site.
If you can find it and tell us exactly what it is, it has to do with something we used to joke about all along with the original run.
Yes.
If you can find it, you don't get a prize or anything. You just go and find it.
Congratulations, you found it.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you do get a little something. It's recognition. If you're the first one to actually discover it, and you email us at GameNation at ask.GameNationRadio at I screwed up the email.
Ask Game Nation Radio.
No, ask at GameNationRadio.net.
Okay.
If you email us at ask@GameNationRadio.net, it's going to take a while to get used to that. Or our Game Nation Radio at Gmail account. We'll say your name. We'll give you full credit on our next episode that you found the Easter egg, and maybe have you join in on the conversation on our next episode.
And I'll do something really weird.
Russ will do something really weird, and we'll pull it up on YouTube. Also, to make some announcements, we got some, like I said before, we've got some new content coming up. We've got, of course, we have Game Nation Plays, but we should announce our next show.
Actually, yeah, this is inspired by our very last episode on Blog Talk Radio.
Degradation into Insanity.
Yes, if anybody was listening to it or listened to the recording where I basically just shit-talk Brian for 22 and a half minutes...
Yeah.
We decided I'm going to do that more often. Only maybe not shit talk Brian as much, but I'm going to have rants about whatever I'm feeling that day.
Yeah.
I might record 2 or 3 a day, 20 in a day. Who knows? I just might not stop recording.
He's a very ranty man.
You can ask Dave. There's a lot of things in this world I hate, right, Dave?
You know what really grinds my gears?
It's kind of something like that.
But we're not calling it grinds my gears.
Russ's rants.
Russ's rants.
And we'll have more content coming along. We actually have other ideas in the pipe.
Yeah, plenty of other ideas in the pipe. We're just getting details hammered out. Also, when we plan on start shooting. And some of them might not even be video game related. Some of them may be, I don't know, film related.
TV related.
TV.
Books.
Who reads?
I couldn't
That's
do that
funny.
with a straight face. Books. I haven't read a book since 3rd grade.
The last book I read was actually an audiobook, so I wouldn't even consider that reading.
It's not reading.
I don't read.
You can't say I read an audiobook.
I guess you read the title.
I listened to an audiobook.
Okay, well, I think we should get into the video
let's
game
get
talk.
into some news. So the first thing I want to start off with is, I know a lot of people like rag on how the used game market is, and how some people see it as like either a godsend or a blessing or whatever. But what if I were to tell you that GameStop has been accused of reprinting and then selling as used Xenoblade Chronicles, which was a game for, I believe it was the Nintendo Wii, for $90.
We reprint, like they made like copies of it and sold them as
Yes.
used. So GameStop pirated.
Yeah. Yes, they pirated games.
They pirated the game and then resold it as used. That's actually hilarious.
Yeah, like...
Well, it basically, Xenoblade Chronicles, it was basically like, it had such a short, like, run at being sold new that it's become a very rare game to find.
But supposedly, it's, according to what the article is saying, it's supposedly going to, like, new copies of the game that GameStop selling as used for $90. Mm-hmm. I mean, I understand a used game eventually going for, like, $80, $90. I mean, Marvel vs. Capcom 2...
Before they re-released it for digital.
Before they released it on the arcade and Xbox Live and the network, used discs were going for like $80, $90.
Yeah.
Because it was a rare game, and it was one of those games where it's like, I want it.
Exactly. And now people who spent $90 on a PlayStation 2 copy of Marvel vs. Capcom 2 hate their lives. So, because you can get it for like $9.99 on Xbox Live Arcade or PSN. You know. But, I mean, to answer your question, I hope that there's a massive legal hammer dropped right down on the head of GameStop.
Yeah, it
on
seems
this
like
one.
that should be against the law.
Yeah, it is against the law. It's definitely. I hope that there is some sort of legal ramifications because, like, GameStop, like, you know, first of all, it has always irritated me that they basically have a monopoly on the used game market.
I mean, when you think about it, like, it's kind of illegal in two sense. One, you could probably classify it as false advertising.
Well, it is false advertising. It's 100% false advertising. They're not used copies of any game. They're illegally reprinted brand new copies of a game. So right there, that's like 3 laws broken in one. So you have that's it's illegally being reprinted, so that's piracy. Mm-hmm. You have false advertising, which is less than pirate. It's less pirate, but it's still against the law. And on top of that, you know, it's complete like.
Piracy's not actually against the law.
Yeah, it is.
It's not like you don't go to jail for it. You just get sued.
Well, yeah, it's again, but there's still a
but that's like if you or me do it. But this, we're talking about like a multi-billion-dollar company
industry.
Not even an industry, a multi-billion-dollar company.
I don't think GameStop is a multi-billion-dollar company.
Of course they are.
I don't think so.
Okay, outside of Best Buy and Walmart and GameStop, those are the big 3 where you go to buy your video games.
Yeah, but how much? I mean, in all honesty, how much money do they make off of each game? I don't know. I don't know if it's a billion-dollar industry
on used games. There's quite a big profit.
Yeah. That's where most of the GameStop's money comes from. It's their used game market. Like on a new copy, you're right. You don't see much because most of it is going to the publisher.
Yeah,
like I think the retailers only get like 5 cents to the dollar or something.
I don't know.
On every copy, I think.
I don't need to know that stuff.
I don't know the breakdown off the top of my head.
But but pirate, it's illegal. It's against intellectual property laws. It's illegal. I mean, it doesn't necessarily carry if
it's civil law though.
It's civil law, but it's still against the law. You know, that's still. So yeah, I hope that there's some serious legal ramifications for GameStop because they if this is the kind of stuff, they need to be like kicked in the ass and then like be told like, hey, you stop that, basically.
Yeah, this is one of those things that
I don't know why people still buy things from GameStop. They're such a shitty company.
Yeah,
and it's like it's 2013. You just buy things online.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't really buy many used games, but recently the ones that I have bought. Ones that like PlayStation 2 games, stuff like that I wanted to have physical copies of or couldn't get digital copies of or whatever. I'll order them off of like Amazon.
Yeah.
You know, and get it for like half the price that they would charge me at GameStop. GameStop doesn't even keep most of their used games in store anymore. It's mostly online. So
and what they do keep in store, it's usually the most popular titles that people most often come in asking for.
And also, I get really sick of, getting a game and, this is probably the best example of an issue I had with GameStop. I had bought a used I had just gotten a 3DS. My DS had been broken for a while, and so I decided I wanted to get Pokemon White. I got White. Because I like Reshiram. Or Zekrom, whichever one. I don't remember which one is on it, but Zekrom. And I wanted to play Pokemon, so I bought that, and I bought a used copy. And she gave me the used copy, and I brought the box that was on the wall that said used Pokemon White. Like I brought it to the counter, and she the girl that was there gave me the cartridge, and didn't give me the box. And I was like, why not? They're like, that's our display box. I was like, but
what?
Exactly. So I got
the display box had used marked
on it. So that means that was the box for that, but they just didn't want to give it to me. So I went into another GameStop and just took a box and left. I was like, well, this is my box.
They should have given you a box.
Yeah.
They have because they have those generic boxes.
Yeah, I just went to another GameStop and took a box and said, now we're even.
I think if you would have just asked for a box, not that box, but just a box, they would have given you a box.
Yeah. But now we're even.
Very, very even. And then,
by the way, everybody, just to tell everybody out there, Brian didn't tell us any of the topics ahead of time, so me and Dave are learning about these topics as you learn about them. That's what we're gonna be. This is a new style of just reacting to stories and telling exactly what we think about them. You're getting to see the purest form of journalism here.
Well,
reactionary journalism.
Brian is still mastering counting down backwards from 5. So it's a little much to expect him to inform us of the stories.
Hey, you know what I gotta say to that? Fuck you. Fuck you.
Oh yeah, we can curse now.
Yes, we are not constrained by any rules or regulations except those we set by ourselves.
We weren't constrained before.
Shit, piss, balls. Okay, good.
Well, you know what I gotta say to that?
Fuck you, Brian.
Besides that, shit, piss, fuck, cuck, cock, the motherfucker, tits, fart, turn.
Oh my god, you fucked that up so bad.
I did fuck it up.
Shit, piss, fuck, cuck, cocksucker, motherfucker, tits, fart, turd, and twat. That's how you say it. You just totally fucked it up completely.
I know, I tried to turn it into
George Carlin is rolling over in his grave and looking up, screaming up at you right now.
Fuck! Staying within the realms of legal issues, but kind of on the good side of legal. If there is a good side.
There's a good side of legal.
A couple months ago, it has been reported that Riot Games said that they tried to get the U.S. government to include esports contestants under the visa policies for professional athletes. It, of course, actually passed, and we actually have one of the first internationally recognized athletes out there. It is Shifter, a Canadian League of Legends player. You'd
think if they were trying to get somebody over the border from another country, they go a little further than Canada.
Well, actually, it's probably Canada first because it's like the loosest border.
Yeah. Well, it's a pro League of Legends player now. Normally, pro athletes from Canada are allowed to come and go as they see fit. They don't need any visa or anything for.
So this is rendered completely pointless.
However, they do require the visa if, like, you're an international athlete coming to U.S. shores to train or do anything, and you're going to be making money while you're over here. If you're going to be, like, getting a salary or paying or anything like that, then you need a visa. That's what this covers.
Yeah.
So this allows those international players to come over, participate in, like, tournaments, or stay here for extended periods of time, and still get paid for it in esports. And I think that's actually a huge step in esports.
I don't like calling them athletes, but
that's
just a personal thing. I'm just saying that.
Especially in the StarCraft community, there was I remember reading threads about what do you do if you have to travel internationally for a tournament? It's like, because you tell someone the agent at the airport that you're traveling, for to compete professionally in a video game tournament, and you'll get all kinds of crazy looks,
Yeah.
So they were telling people, just tell someone, you're going to a video game show or you're going to a gaming convention or something like that.
Yeah.
Don't say that you're competing in a tournament, because it causes problems for people and it gets their travel denied. So actually, now that League of Legends and
subsequently
ostensibly other video games you can actually be recognized in the same. I'll assuage your ego. Not as a professional athlete, but in the same way. That a professional athlete would be recognized. It just makes it smoother.
Yeah.
From a legal standpoint, they're all pretty much recognized as a pro athlete.
It makes it smoother for them to travel for.
I hate assigning the term pro athlete to anyone who plays video games.
No, but getting mad about that is like getting mad about Congress. Congress declared pizza a vegetable. Oh, they're so stupid. They think pizza is a vegetable. It's like, no, actually, that's not what happened. They don't think pizza comes out of the ground on the pizza plant.
Damn, I want that to be a thing now.
You have to look a little deeper. You have to see what's really going on.
Pizza plant. I want that.
But yeah, this kind of works. This is kind of already things said already, because I mean, American football, you don't see as many international players come over, but you see it a lot in like baseball and hockey.
Yeah, definitely.
Where these guys are pro athletes living here for X amount of time, and they're getting paid a salary by the team. I mean, if they didn't have this type of visa, they would not be able to get paid.
I would think you get the same thing for stuff like maybe like runners.
Yeah.
probably, or like tennis would be another one I would think.
Yeah, actually, that would be closer because generally these tournaments are like a weekend, maybe a week. They're not.
Yeah, and some of these guys come over here for like X amount of months or so to either just.
Well, not even that, but just like, what if you want to compete at
MLG?
No, not MLG. You want to compete at Intel Extreme Masters tournament in Europe, and you're an American player, and you have to fly.
Yeah.
You have to fly out.
Yeah. So basically, what would that's...
Or you're a Chinese League of Legends player, and you want to play in LCS.
Yeah.
The big League of Legends tournament.
Yeah. Well, I mean, do you want what do you want from us for this? Do you want just our opinion?
Yeah, I just wanted your opinion on this. Like,
okay,
do you see that? Like, how big do you see this as? Like, I understand that it's a really huge step in esports, kind of getting.
I don't think it's really that huge of a step. I don't think it's going to make esports any better.
It's good. It's good for the players. It's good for the players.
It just makes everything. It just makes things smoother, and there's no tie-ups. If anything, this is good for the TSA. it really has. It's not gonna, in all honesty, this isn't going to make League of Legends better. It's just going to make travel easier. It's all it's going to do. It's not
travel. Because let's say. Like, they're probably going to get some giggles out of it anyway from TSA agents when they come over and like, hey, are you here for business or pleasure? I'm like, oh, I'm here for business. Usually they'll ask, well, what kind of business do you do? Like, I'm a professional video game player. And they'll be like, what?
No, they won't, because now it obviously got brought up, and now they're going to know these things. The TSA agents are going to be briefed on that this is a thing now. Yeah. It's not going to just, they're not going to find out on the job.
Hopefully. Yeah. It's assuming you have some amount of faith in the TSA.
But anyway.
But yeah. Now
let's not touch that one.
Yeah,
we are going to touch that one bit. But you know what? Now I think we're going to get into like the meat of today's episode, the crux of it, the biggest news to have come out since we went on our little, I don't know, what do you want to call it, a break or a hiatus. Microsoft has done yet another 180 on their policies.
Baloney! That's the meat I want in the middle of my sandwich.
What kind of baloney?
Chick house.
Good choice.
What?
He said we're getting to the meat of the sandwich.
Oh.
I want baloney.
That was terrible.
He wants baloney. I thought it was pretty clever, dude.
That was pretty bad.
Oh, that was clever.
If I was listening to this, I'd be groaning right now.
So anyway... The two big...
Brian's fat guy chuckle is great.
I do have a good fat guy chuckle. But the two biggest announcements is originally Microsoft had said that the Xbox One will not have any headsets or anything like that, because all the speaking and chat will be coming through the Kinect.
That is a terrible idea.
I didn't even know that was the case.
Holy ambient noise, fat man. Yeah. Hey, jeez. Wow.
Anyway, go on.
Well... There's going to be a headset for the Xbox One.
Hold on. You think it's bad hearing a kid's mom yell at him, oh, he's playing Call of Duty now? Wait until it's a microphone that's designed to pick up the whole room.
Oh, God, that's going to be...
You'll really hear some kids getting...
Well, now there's going to be a headphone. Headset. Now there's going to be a headset for the Xbox One that I believe will be connected through the controller like what they have now. Mm-hmm. The other one, that's a minor one. The biggest one, which made me go into what I want to call Brian's continuous Xbox tirades.
Not to be confused with Russ's rants. Russ's rants is much better.
Yes, Russ's rants will be much better, because Russ's thoughts are more coherent and well thought out. Mine are just, on-the-spot ramblings of incoherency.
Russ's rants, debuting soon. Check it out.
Anyway... Microsoft has said, now, everyone knows originally the Xbox One, when it was announced, said it required the Kinect to be connected to the system for it to operate at all.
Very appropriately named. It must be connected.
Well, guess what? Microsoft said that, guess what? We're taking that policy out. You do not need to have the Kinect connected to your system for it to operate properly at all. So once again, the Kinect has become a giant fucking waste of money paperweight for the Xbox.
Calm down.
No! This is my...
Whoa. Pump the brakes. Mm-hmm. I thought you hated the Kinect.
I do hate the Kinect!
So you don't need one now.
Yeah, but they're still going to be packed in with the packet, with the box.
How do you know that?
Because they haven't said anything otherwise.
That's the next logical step, though.
Once they announce that, then they'll release, there's going to be a non-Kinect bundled Xbox One for $399.
I would bet a significant amount of money that announcement is coming very soon.
Well, I think Gamescom is going on right now. So.
I would bet that announcement, that there's going to be a version of the Xbox... Now that you don't need a Kinect, there's going to be a version of the Xbox One that doesn't need the Kinect for $399, just like the PS4. That announcement is going to come very, very soon. I would not be surprised at all.
And Brian's very, very up on his knowledge. He doesn't even know if Gamescom is going on right now.
Well,
And what it is anyway, is not that the Kinect will be a useless paperweight. It's that people had all kinds of privacy concerns because of the camera and the microphone that never turned off.
Yeah.
So that's really what this was about. Saying you don't need the Kinect anymore was for those people who had those privacy concerns to make them happy.
Mm-hmm. And you need to learn to calm down. I have a person you could talk to about that. But anyway, yeah, I mean, I kind of knew this was going to happen. It was I knew for a fact that Microsoft was going to have to change their tune about everything.
I wonder how necessary it is to sort of backpedal like this for the core market in the first place.
Yeah,
because we've already talked on prior shows about how powerful is the informed minority, right?
Yeah.
Apparently, Microsoft thinks we're really powerful.
Yeah,
because they're doing all kinds of backpedaling to make the informed minority happy.
Yeah,
but it's like, well, are they going to stop hating you?
I actually don't think it's going to make that big of a difference.
I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference either.
Because the way I see it is that Microsoft has already laid out their vision for what they think the video game market, the video game universe, whatever you want to call it, should look like, and it involves a lot of DRMs.
Yeah, it involves always online.
Always online. It involves a lot of these
like no hands kind of control systems.
And this isn't going to change that vision. That vision is still going to be there. They're just going to try to redo it again down the line. It's just going to.
This is literally Microsoft trying to save their ass because they know that based on all the negative connotations their previous announcements have brought upon them, that it's going to hurt their sales. So they're literally backpedaling every single bad mistake they've had to try and get people to say, buy our system now.
Yeah, but
please.
But I mean,
even though the damage has been done.
Yeah, once the damage is done, once you lose someone's trust as a company, I mean, you can relate. I often relate when system launches happen to a presidential election, and basically, anybody's seen with presidential election or any kind of election, when somebody says something dumb, it doesn't get forgotten.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be forgotten that this was that Microsoft wanted all these things, the DRMs, all this stuff. The informed minority that they're trying to appease is just that, an informed minority. They're not stupid about their stuff. They're aware of what you're doing. They can see through your little ploys. So it's really probably not. Honestly, it's probably not going to win that many people back from that particular group.
I don't think it's a ploy. I mean, I think it's actually positive that Microsoft is willing to change their stances because of the demands of the informed minority, as it were. That's actually good. That's what you want a company. If they do something you don't like and you complain about it and they change that, that's good.
I still think it's too
that can
late,
only
though.
be seen as good. But yeah, but a lot of people don't see it like I see it. A lot of people see Microsoft has slighted me, and now they must burn in the deepest fires of hell because they said a thing that made me angry once. So they deserve to fail as a company.
I mean,
That's how a lot of people feel.
I wasn't going to buy an Xbox One anyway. I've always been a Sony guy. But
that's how a lot of people. There's a lot of people that's how they feel.
I mean, I'm still debating. If I were to pick, say that there were
now that Brian's gotten over his brain aneurysm, he can talk.
I can talk normally now. Now, let's say, based on all the consoles that are going to be launched, between Xbox One and PS4, say, for the sake of argument, that there was an infinite number of them out on launch day. That you didn't have to, pre-order one, or
So you're just saying that
Where are you going with this ridiculous?
you can go into a store.
And get-
you as a
to-
person can walk into a store, and there would be one Xbox One and one PS4, and you had to decide between the two.
if I had to decide between the two, I'd still lean PS4, even if, say, Microsoft, sometime, like Dave said, announced a non-Kinect bundle of Xbox One selling for almost the exact same price as the PS4.
They're going to have to announce that very soon, is what they're going to.
Yes.
Like I'm talking within the next month, it needs to be announced.
I would not be surprised to hear it. Though.
No,
I would absolutely be like, that makes 100% sense.
because at the time
for them
of
to say that next.
at the time of recording this, it's August 17th. The systems come out sometime mid-November. So you're talking about, what, 3 months?
See, I wonder, though, if all these changes are going to delay the release of the Xbox One.
I don't think so.
It's pretty close to go time as far as
Yeah.
production cycles go.
I don't think so. I think this is more like not so much a hardware fix as much as like a software fix.
But that still takes time, though. Especially to make sure that it's completely functional.
Well, not necessarily unless you like.
No, it definitely it
Like-
definitely takes time. If you build, let's say you're building the new Xbox Live, and you're building the whole thing in such a way that it can be controlled by only a Kinect, but just by voice commands and stuff like that, and gestures and whatever they had in mind that they thought was going to be cool. And then now all of a sudden, some executive tells you
That's not Don Metric.
Everyone hates the Kinect.
Yes,
Everyone hates the
Kinect.
Kinect. We're moving away from the Kinect. So keep all that stuff in case someone wants to use the Kinect, but also we have to do it the old way as well. That's a lot more work that you have to do now.
Yeah.
It's like almost like you're starting over.
Well, I'll tell you one thing: if Sony completely 100% beats them to the market, there's no way that
It's going to be like the last generation when Microsoft beat Sony to the market.
exactly if they beat them by like even a week or two, like if they because they're pretty much just like coming out the same week.
They're more or less coming out within the same week or two.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but if they beat them by like a week or two, or like more than they might have already been about to, like if it's like a month, like 3 weeks to a month, it's going to be very, very difficult for Microsoft to recover from that. And then we get it's going to be interesting though.
I mean, yeah.
It's been interesting to listen to them backtrack this whole time. It really is. It's been kind of fun actually.
Yeah,
Every day I'll sign on to like I happen to go to Zergnet and Kotaku. Mm-hmm. I'll sign on and I'll see another article about how Microsoft is backtracking or like people are like angry about a new thing that they said.
I go to Kotaku. I've never gone to Zergnet. I go to Kotaku, IGN, GamesIndustry.biz, Escape.
You don't have to list all of them.
I go to the various websites, and like you said, Dave, will this cause delays? I don't know. I mean,
I think it definitely could.
Well, the Xbox One already is delayed in 9 markets.
Yeah. Well, what was the original launch date? Did they ever give one?
They gave the original launch date of the Xbox One was sometime in November of this year.
Okay, so let's
So we're 3 months away from their expected
that would be
launch.
catastrophic, actually, if they were forced to push it on the other end, like on the other side of Black Friday. That would be horrible for them. That would be like
I'm expecting them to release them before Black Friday.
but like, let's say that their original launch date was I don't know, whatever. Let's say Black Friday is the 24th this year, and it was
like December 5th or something.
And now it's like December 5th. That's really bad for them.
Yeah, because Black Friday is where you're going to see the huge
rush.
rush in sales of your product. That's when most of your product is going to like empty the store shelves. Like
At that point, if I was Sony, if I found out that was happening, I would like hire other factories to start making.
You would take so much advantage over this.
If I was that, I'd be like, look, I would somehow get like 10 to 15 more factories pumping out PS4s.
I would be too, because you're already delayed in 9 markets. Microsoft recently announced that the Xbox One is delayed in 8 markets. 2014. There was one market that was announced earlier, and the markets that are going to be delayed: Japan, Belgium.
Well, they weren't going to win Japan anyway.
No, Microsoft has never won Japan, but these are the delayed markets till next year: Belgium, Denmark, Japan, Finland, the Netherlands, Norway, Russia, Sweden, and Switzerland.
Okay,
Are all delayed till next year.
All the Scandinavian
all of Scandinavia, which has, might I add, the best internet connection per capita in the entire world.
I'll believe that.
Is the general just Scandinavian countries in general, but specifically Norway.
Now that I did not know.
Yeah. Basically, that's another thing that's not good for them.
Well, just to kind of look back in the past with all their stuff that they were talking about with like the cable integration and like they were saying like they were doing a bunch of stuff with the NFL or something.
Yeah.
Right. That's all American stuff.
Yeah.
So even from the very beginning, it seemed like Microsoft has kind of thrown their hands up and they've given up on Japan and they've given up on Russia and they've given up on China.
Why would you give up on Russia though? Because Russia is still a pretty big market.
Actually, no. Like the NBA integration, NBA is huge everywhere. NBA is huge in China. NBA is huge in other countries.
Don't they also have integration with what was the soccer association? FIFA, I think.
Well, FIFA is the overall soccer association. I'm sure they probably had, but like the NBA is actually really big outside. Even though like FIFA is international, NBA is only our national. Basketball.
Because they spend so much time talking about football.
No, they talked a lot more about basketball than they did football.
All right. Well, maybe my assumption's not fair.
And the NBA is actually really big internationally. It's because it's one of it actually gets a huge market share in China and a lot of European countries. So that's actually not outside the norm.
Because I had thought originally that they were going to focus really hard on just America because of all of the sports stuff.
I think they have to now. To be honest with you, like they already were at a huge disadvantage from the fact that Sony has always been, Sony, between the two of them, Sony has always been the bigger international player. They've always made a lot of their money not overseas, not like for us, it's overseas.
Sony's just a bigger company in general.
Yeah, and Microsoft has always really just, now they're going to have to really hope that the United States will be able to, will come through for them.
Well, these are the markets that they're releasing in November, unless because of all these recent changes to their software, their policies, and all this stuff. These are the markets that they're launching in this year: Australia, Austria, Brazil, Canada, France, Germany, Ireland, Italy, Mexico, Spain, the UK, the US, and New Zealand. Those are the confirmed markets.
Say China in there?
China is not on that list.
Okay, yeah, that's a problem for them too.
So China is either going to be on the delayed list or on the we have no idea what we're going to do with China yet.
You have to deal with the Chinese government when you're trying to release stuff in China.
Yeah, because China has really, really strict gaming laws.
Yeah, and just on imports in general, we're very closely controlled.
Yeah, well, it's going to be, honestly, Microsoft is really up against the wall right now.
Because the markets that I see them really, where they're going to be pushing heavily, US is obvious. UK is obvious. Canada, self-explanatory.
Is it?
Well, Canada is just
the U.S. and Canada are basically the same market.
U.S. and Canada are Mexico, I actually don't know how big of a market Mexico is.
Probably not that big of a market.
I think Mexico and Brazil are actually growing a lot.
I think Brazil's
growing.
No, Brazil's much larger than Mexico.
Brazil's
the Mexican market.
Like if you want to win South America, you get Brazil.
Ole,
ole, ole, ole. Okay. Europe.
The European markets, that's kind of...
that's
hit or miss.
I would say Germany is probably your biggest market in Germany.
Germany's your biggest market in Germany. I would agree with that one 100%, bro.
Germany's your biggest market in Europe.
Well, it is.
Followed closely by...
France.
France?
France is the second largest. Because they're the two strongest economies out of those ones right now.
In the European Union.
The strongest economies are the Scandinavian countries, which they've eliminated from there. Yeah.
Well, they're like, oh, we'll get to you guys later.
Yeah, the strongest economies, like for people, for the everyday person, they're very socialist, but they are very, there's a lot of freedom with what money you have.
There's a lot of capital going through those countries.
Yes. Germany has the largest per capita amount of money, so they're the largest. They're the largest market per capita. So
this console war is looking more and more interesting every day.
Yeah,
because Microsoft is completely doing 180s on everything they pretty much said from day one. I will not be shocked, like you said already, if they announce a Kinect excluded bundle.
They're
Where it's
going.
It's just
It's only.
the
I mean,
system.
it's only logical.
Yeah.
I mean, let's say they did that. Do you think they would shoot for $3.99? Sell
They
that
have
thing
to.
at
They
sell
have to,
that
of
at a
course.
loss?
Or maybe. Well, I think
'Cause from what
I think
I've
they
been-
were probably selling it at a loss at $4.99 in the first place with the Kinect.
Well, I know for a fact the PS4 is being sold at a loss because Sony.
Systems are always sold at a loss.
Yeah.
Systems are always sold at because
See now do they let's say they do this no Kinect bundle. Do they match Sony or do they undercut them?
What do you mean?
Do
Are you saying they sell like they go say
do
Sony
they
goes
say
$3.99?
it's- Yeah, because PS4 is $3.99. All right.
You're saying Xbox One should be
Xbox
$3.49?
One, yeah. If you're a Microsoft executive and you say we're going to shock the world with our no Kinect bundle since the Kinect's not needed anymore, do you match them at $3.99 or do you undercut them at $3.49 or something?
It really depends on how hard it's going to affect their margins.
Yeah.
If they're okay with taking that huge of a hit, then power to them. But that's to drop from
Because I think that would be really
To drop a full.
that would be something
$150 to
that would be
drop.
something I think would be really interesting is if they were like Xbox One. By the way, now no Kinect bundle $3.49.
Yeah. Well, let's wait and see. I mean, I don't want to say what they should and shouldn't.
No, I'm
do.
not saying what they should or shouldn't do, but like from a speculative standpoint, I think that would be the better move. Because when you look at it this way, Microsoft has all.
I think that's something that might actually get people interested again if they said that.
Yeah, because also Microsoft right now is in such a bad spot in the consumer's market mind already with
Well, just as far as like goodwill goes,
With goodwill.
they have no goodwill.
like this would be like the first olive branch that they gave to their fans was getting rid of the DRM policies. Like fans were still kind of like, oh, okay.
Well, no, because what they've been doing is sort of taking away all of these negatives. They're like, oh, we were going to have all these policies that everyone hated, like the Kinect always being on, or the DRM, or whatever. So then when they say, okay, we backed up on the DRM, that's whatever. That's taking away a bad thing that they were going to do. When they say, all right, you don't need the Kinect anymore, so your privacy concerns have gone away. That's taking away a bad thing that they were going to do.
Yeah.
But if they said, we're going to undercut Sony by $50 or whatever,
That's a positive.
that's a positive, exactly. It's not the same thing as just saying, okay, we won't screw you. Now it's, we're going to, help you.
Yeah, like
I just can't see a company taking that big of a hit. It's just not in.
I can.
No, I can't.
At
In this day and age, I can't see a
I
company
don't know.
taking
It's
that
just
big
kind
of
of
a
fun
hit.
to think about.
It's fun to think about. I mean, but then again, you have to remember we're 3 months away from the beginning of the new generation. I mean, technically, the new generation started with the Wii U, but
Which flopped.
oh my god, that system flopped harder than anything. I mean, the only big
There's
game,
no good games because no one will buy it.
the
because there's
only
no
good
games.
game I've seen people like friends of mine and people rave about, Pikmin 3. That's it.
Peggle 2.
That's no one could see Dave. He was making like a little goof face where
He
he's
did the
going
little
like
jump
a,
in the air. The
Yes.
guy, yeah.
The mistimed special effects, all that jazz. That was my. I think that was my favorite moment. For me.
Yeah,
Corn strike.
like can we just call? Can I just call Nintendo dead in the home console market now?
I don't think that's fair.
No.
One flop is not a failure.
Well, they had a flop, then a success, then a flop.
Yeah.
So it seems like
It seems like a pattern.
They might kind of move more to the handhelds now because that's where they really
That's where they're dominating.
kill everyone. But I think we'll see more of Nintendo in home consoles. I don't think they're
what
going
just occurred to me though. There is actually one thing that I don't know if this is one of the stories that you have in there, and if it is, there is a response that a lot of people have been saying that Sony. Well, it wouldn't be a response. It's something that Sony might be planning. It's a speculative thing. A lot of it's kind of been swirling around in the industry. Specialists, what do you call them, the analysts, there's been some talk of the PS4 being bundled with the Vita.
I have heard rumors about that.
For $4.99, which will be the same price as the Kinect. And if that was the case, like if they do that, then I think that'll cause a whole nother interesting. This is
an interesting generation.
Yeah.
Well, at that point, you're paying premium. No, I don't think that's as big of a deal. Like, okay, so you have these two hypothetical situations, right? Situation number one is Sony announces $499 with the Vita. Situation number two is Microsoft announces no Kinect version for $349. Mm-hmm. The Microsoft cut is a bigger deal because that's the default. That's the level that most people are going to buy the console at. Yeah. At the point where you're paying, where you have a $399 option or a $499 option, then it becomes, do I want a PS4 or do I want a Vita for $100?
Yeah.
And so I think that people who weren't already interested in the Vita aren't going to buy it just because it's $100. You know what I mean? They're just going to buy the $399 version instead of the $499 version.
Yeah.
Especially like parents around Black Friday. You know? Yeah. They're not just going to buy the premium for no reason.
Yeah.
I mean, unless the kid asks for like both the Vita and the PS4.
Yeah,
then
but
spoiled bastard.
But in that case, they would probably be buying a Vita separately anyway.
Yeah.
So bundling them doesn't really help Sony. You know what I'm saying?
Spoiled bastard children.
But
too much.
if they do it, it's one of those really interesting bundle packages because
it is.
Sony has been pushing the Vita integration in the PS4.
For sure.
Hard, and this is just one of the better ways.
They've been pushing the Vita hard just in general, not even just the integration, just in everything.
It just hasn't been taking off.
Yeah,
no.
But they're still trying. It's not for lack of effort.
No, I'll give them an A for effort. C for execution. I mean, and then you got all these. I don't know. I had no idea where I was going with that one.
I had no comment.
If I had a chirping cricket sound effect, I would totally play it right now.
Get one of those.
I'll get one. I probably have one already, but I just can't find it right now. But and then you get all these other consoles in the market. Actually, you just got the Ouya, Russ.
Yes, I did. I'm glad you asked.
I didn't ask. I just pointed it out. So, how do you like it?
I like the Ouya. I mean, it's for those who don't know what it is, it's an Android-based system that is all digital download games. The thing is the size of an apple. And I don't mean like an Apple MacBook. I mean like a fruit apple. You know, it literally looks like you could just put this in a basket with a bunch of oranges and bananas, and it would just fit in perfectly. It'd just be a gray little thing in there, and I like it. As of right now, I haven't 100% mastered it. There's definitely a learning curve to using the Ouya. I mean, if you download the games that are directly for it. So they have some titles that some people might be familiar with, Sonic CD, things like that have been converted for Android. Mm-hmm. I was playing Sonic 4 Episode 1 and 2 the other day.
I know they have. I have it on my phone. I know they have GTA 3 and San Andreas for
they have
Android.
Well, they'll have those. They're in the pipe. They're coming out very soon for the Ouya.
Okay.
And including randomly Madden 2012. That's just random.
That's random.
Basically, the way it works is every game there's you can just download the demo very easily, and then you basically will unlock the full game if you find it fit. The price varies from game to game.
So it's kind of like on some of these independent titles where they give you a demo.
Yeah.
And then if you play the demo and you want to buy the full game, you just download an unlock code that unlocks the full.
A lot of mobile games work like that, where there will be a free version that's usually ad supported or something, and then you can buy the full version. If you want to. Yeah,
it's exactly how it is with a lot of this. And I mean it ranges anywhere from $1.99 to some games are up to $15. That's the highest I've seen a game for is $15. I wouldn't buy a game for $15 off of it, but
unless it was a really, really good game.
Yeah, I would just wait until there was a sale and that $15 game was $5, something like that. But really, the reason why I got it was for the emulation software. Within it, it allows you to download N64, NES, Super NES, stuff like that, emulators and ROMs for that. And as of right now, I've had, except for the Sony PlayStation 1 emulator, I've had a little bit of trouble with. And that's just like I was saying, there's a learning curve to it. I just haven't figured out that part of the curve yet. But it's pretty simple. I've been playing all sorts of classics. I've been playing Super Mario World. I've been playing. I played a little bit of Banjo-Kazooie, which I love. Banjo-Kazooie.
I remember those games.
And if there's a game that I can't it's really good for the fact there's a lot of games that maybe I have we have an N64, but our controllers are all really they're starting to get beat to shit. I mean, the joystick is loose, and so it's like the fact that I can play like Star Fox 64 and actually control what I'm moving properly is fun. I was playing it earlier. Dave saw me, and what did you think? It looked good, right?
It looked fine, yeah. Was it weird playing it on not an N64 controller though?
That's part of that. That is kind of weird. You have to you do it for every game.
Because those games were definitely especially the first party Nintendo games were definitely designed with that controller in mind.
It is a little weird, but because there's more buttons. The controller is almost like an Xbox controller, as you saw. It's got the joystick on the upper left corner, the second joystick in the middle right, D-pad below the left joystick, in between the two of them, and then the face buttons, and the four shoulder buttons.
I bet that would be really good for playing Super Street Fighter 3 or something like that.
Yeah,
the console would probably be great.
Yeah. I one of the ROMs I downloaded Super Street Fighter 4 New Challengers, and I also have Marvel vs. Capcom, the first one was a Clash of Heroes, I think it was called.
Did it give you just one controller, or did it give you two controllers?
You just get one controller first. It cost me $90. That's only because I had $10 or $15. I had some coupons that I used. It's $99. So
did you buy it at Best Buy?
I bought it off their website.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's actually an interesting story.
Yeah, they don't carry it in Best Buy.
I didn't think they did. That's why I was going to be surprised. I was like, wow, you found an Ouya in a big box store? I was actually going to be surprised if they had worked that out.
You can get it off their website.
Yeah. We actually went to a big box store. I'll say the name. It was Best Buy. We actually went to a Best Buy.
We asked if they carried it.
And they were like, nope.
Only online only.
Only online only.
I wouldn't think they would.
Yeah.
Because you have to work out distribution deals and stuff for that, and that's money that those guys probably don't have.
Yeah,
to work out stuff like that.
Well, I mean, I'll have to get more used to it, but it is definitely it's.
Was it worth the $90?
Yeah, it's worth the $90. I mean, I think they kind of rip you off a little bit in the fact that a second controller is $50, half the price of the actual console.
That is expensive for a controller.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, that's where they get
that kind of leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
Well, what kind of plug do they use for the controller? Is it designed specifically for the Ouya, or is it a USB plug?
There's no plug for the
controller. It's a wireless controller?
It's all wireless, yeah.
Oh, there goes that plan. I was going to say just use a corded controller for it. Save yourself some money.
I have a feeling that if it does take off and it's been slow, but if it does chug along, there will be third-party companies that make controllers, probably even ones that look like controllers from older systems specifically for that purpose.
I know they have stuff like that for the Wii.
Exactly. I wouldn't be shocked if it's a similar idea. But where was I going with this? Besides that, besides the controller being expensive, I find it to be fun, to have. I'm actually happy to be the first person that I know to have an Ouya.
So if you were to give it a 1 out of 5 rating, this is a pseudo review for the Ouya. How would you grade it?
Right now, since I haven't unlocked all the features, and I haven't not all the features, but I haven't figured it all out yet. I'm still trying to figure everything out. I give it a 3 right now. But after I figured everything out, I'd say it'd bump it to a 4. It'll never be a 5. It can never be a 5. But
I think for the price, it's kind of hard to beat.
Yeah,
considering what you get for $100.
Yeah, exactly.
There's really nothing else out there at that price point that competes with that.
Yeah, and the only thing I haven't had a problem with any ROMs. I did download a Cruisin' USA. I don't know if you remember that.
Cruisin'.
Yeah, I used to like those games. I downloaded a Cruisin' USA ROM that didn't work right, but I don't think that had anything to do with the Ouya itself. I think it was just a bad ROM. I won't. But other than that,
did you download them through the Ouya, or did you download them on your computer and transfer them into?
You can do either or. I do it through the browser on the Ouya, but you can also sideload them with a. So let's say you don't want to use up a lot of space because it is a very limited space.
What's the storage on it?
It's only 6 gig storage.
So you do have the capability of plugging in
but you can plug it can read an external hard drive.
So okay,
it actually makes sense that it's 6 gig of storage because it is Android based.
Yeah,
and that's sort of a very common amount. It's in that ballpark of what you would find on, say, my S3.
Yeah.
Most
about that same amount of
most tablets and smartphones or anything in this kind of category have 8 to 16 gig.
Yeah.
Higher end being 16, and then they're like, oh, you can expand it to 32.
But the fact that it actually it recognizes external hard drives and stuff
Yeah, then now the sky's the limit.
Theoretically,
you hook up a 3 terabyte.
Yeah,
exactly.
Theoretically,
3 terabytes full of like old like N64,
That would be a lot of
Dreamcast.
N64. I mean, like you could hook up like 3 terabytes of like PS2 games to it. Probably.
Yeah.
Well, if
I actually don't think.
I don't know if the Ouya can support PS2 emulation.
As of right now, no. I don't know if it actually because it's a Tegra 3. And I'm not sure. As of right now, there's talks of update kits and stuff like that where you can change out for a Tegra 4 eventually. If the Tegra 4 ever came out, then they would be able to run PS2 and GameCube games and stuff.
Probably Xbox original
Xbox games like seamlessly. Mm-hmm. As of right now, I don't think the capabilities. Maybe some of the lower end PS2 games, like we said.
I think it might be there already. Honestly, these mobile processors are really deceptive.
Well, then again, as we were just saying, they have Android versions of and will be releasing GTA 3, which was a PS2 game.
Which was a PS2 game.
Think about that game. What was it, like Dead Zone or whatever? That shooter you were playing? That Gears of War?
Shadowgun.
Yeah, that's a very high degree of fidelity. I mean, that's more than PS2 graphics.
Yeah, so maybe you can
for most PS2
So
games.
it has the capability of probably emulating PS2, but the software is probably not in there just
But that's
yet.
what's great about it is it's a free to develop. Like basically, it's a freeware developing system.
It's open.
It's
an
open.
open platform.
Yeah.
It's an open source platform.
That's what I was looking for.
Well,
open source.
not open source necessarily, but it's an open platform. It's easy to develop for.
Yeah, because one of the emulators I use, my PS1 I don't use. I don't know if the PS2 emulator is on the Android store, but I know the PS1 emulator,
FPSE,
EPSXE, is on the Android store. And so if it's on the Android store, it's definitely the type of PS1 emulation software you would use on the Ouya if it has access to the same software.
The one that they have on the Ouya is the FPSE, which is a little bit different.
It's a little bit different of a coding.
Yeah, that's the one I'm still having a little trouble working out with because the way that the PlayStation 1 worked, you needed to basically have a lot of
because the Ouya runs through the Android operating system, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So does it have access to the Android Play Store at all? Or?
It has its own Play Store.
Oh, it has its own.
Yeah.
So it's probably on. If it's not on that store right now,
Yeah, well, what the weird thing about the Ouya is it's Android based, but it's not a touchscreen.
Yeah,
I mean it has a touchscreen.
Yeah, actually, that's the one thing. It does have a touchscreen on the controller.
Okay,
but it's not the same thing as playing on a tablet, which is what most Android games are designed to do.
Right. Yeah, so a lot of them have to be converted to controller style, which isn't really that difficult. It's not.
But not every game makes that conversion. That's probably why they have their own store.
Yeah, they have their own store for that. And, as of right now, it's still really young in its life cycle. I mean, it's only a month into its existence, So I have a feeling that, whereas the Ouya will never exist on a platform anywhere close to the level of,
It's not going to stand on the same stage.
It's not going to stand on the same stage as a PS3 or PS4 or Xbox. Or
It'll find, I have a feeling it'll find its own niche. Mm-hmm. And people will enjoy it. I mean,
especially for people who want to play those old school retro games on their TV or something, and don't want to plug your computer or your desktop into.
Well, I think even if you were interested in some of the more advanced Android games, but maybe you don't want to spend $300 on an S4 or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a really good alternative.
Exactly. I mean, you got
say you have a cheap phone, but you want to play. You've heard about maybe Sword and Sorcery is an excellent Android game. Yeah. Or some of the other ones.
Bard's Tale.
Yeah.
Bard's Tale.
That are they're up there, but they require you to have that sort of high-end phone, high-end tablet kind of thing. Yeah. I mean, you can get this, and this can play all that stuff.
I mean, I have a pretty high-end
even tablet. Some of those games are designed for the Android operating system, what's the one I'm thinking of? Like a Mass Effect Infiltrator or something like that, which is a mobile game.
Yeah, yeah. Those will make their way over to the Ouya.
Yeah, and it's a lot cheaper than high-end tablet.
Yeah, and also another thing, even some of the developers, they have Final Fantasy 3 as a download, directly from them.
But you could also get the ROM.
But the Final Fantasy 3 that they have specifically for it is fully 3D rendered and remastered and everything. It's remade.
So they up the graphics.
It's remade for the Ouya. It was remade for that specifically.
That's cool.
Okay, so but that's all I have to say about
That
the,
is cool.
It will never be a 5 system, but it doesn't need to be for that price.
It'll never be a PS2.
It'll never be a PS2 or a PS, or an Xbox 360. It'll never be that, but it doesn't need to be.
No,
It's good at what it does, and that's all it needs to be good at.
And then, kind of transitioning over to Nintendo now, Shigeru Miyamoto is supposedly working on a, quote, new franchise for 2014.
It's his next Mario game.
You think it's going to be another...
Yeah.
Let's see.
If he says new franchise, I would think that means new IP.
I would think that too, but then again, this is from Nintendo.
Why would you say new franchise if it's not new IP?
Why wouldn't they not say new IP
They would
if
say
it's new IP?
New project or whatever if it wasn't new IP.
Let's see. We've had Mario Baseball, Mario Soccer, Mario Golf, Mario Tennis, Mario Football.
Oh, you're right. Those are all
franchises.
Right. Those could all be just spin-offs.
Yeah, Mario
Could
Football.
just be a spin-off.
Miyamoto recently did as when this article was printed.
It's just Super Mario Strikers again. Yeah, that's Japan.
He did an interview with Famitsu, which is a gaming journalist magazine in Japan, and Polygon translated it, and he was quoted as saying, "With the most recent version update, the system run in regards to the Wii U, the system runs a lot better, and while there will continue to be improvements in the future, I think it's to the point where it's a convenient thing to have in the living room. Of course, these sorts of updates mean nothing if we don't put our games for it, and I hope people are looking forward to the games coming up. We'll have Mario Kart 8 out next spring, and at that point we'll have the whole lineup in place. So I think it's about time we brought out a new franchise. I can't give out details, but that's the title that's been keeping me pretty busy lately." So,
Hi, Kitsugo.
I think the big deal for the Wii. I think the big deal for the Wii is going to be the new Smash Brothers.
Yes.
I think that's going to sell a lot of Wii U's.
That's going to sell a lot of Wii U's, and it's also going to sell a lot of Nintendo 3DS's. If people haven't bought a 3DS already for Pokemon X and Y.
Yeah, because they're releasing a 3DS version too, which actually makes me wonder whether or not.
Supposedly, they're all the reserves are sold out on the 3DS bundles of Pokemon X and Y. Both of them are sold out already.
Yeah, I'm not really going to fight with people the first day to get it. I mean, Pokemon X and Y look awesome, and I love Pokemon, but it comes out right in the middle of the school semester, and I'm not looking to.
You're a responsible adult.
I'm a responsible
He's
adult.
responsible with many important things to do.
Many important things to do, and I don't feel like fighting with 16-year-olds that got permission from their parents to drop them off to wait for the game. Yeah. It just doesn't I'll wait a week or two till the second wave of shipment comes in.
I can get mine at launch through my paying job.
Yeah. Through my paying job. Ha ha ha. Funny money.
Funny.
But yeah, that's just the way I look at it is, that's the case. But what I was going to say about the Super Smash Brothers, I'm wondering if them releasing a Super Smash Brothers, the new one, basically the exact same game for the 3DS is smart or dumb.
Well, they're not exactly the same game. The 3DS version, from what I remember reading, is going to have a couple characters that aren't in the Wii U version, and vice versa.
Yeah.
So there are going to be some exclusive characters for each format. You may see...
the Wii Fit Trainer is probably not going to be on...
Yeah.
No, I think the Wii Fit Trainer will be on both of them. Wii Fit Trainer will be on both of them.
That's such a dumb character.
Mega Man...
I think it's hilarious.
Mega Man... you may see two Mega Man characters, Mega Man himself on, say, the Wii U version, and let's say...
It should be Zero on the 3DS version.
I was going to say Proto Man.
No, it should be Zero, because the Mega Man Zero series was all on handhelds. So that would make sense to be on the handheld.
I like the way you think.
And one of the skins for Mega Man should be Mega Man X, in my opinion.
It's probably going to be Mega Man, the original Mega Man, the original Blue Bomber.
Doesn't Capcom own Mega Man? Not Nintendo.
But
Smash Bros. Has been doing this, these special guest appearances of characters since, did they have one in Melee? Or
Melee had, let's see, let me think real quick.
Brawl's special guest character was Snake.
I think Snake was the first one.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
As far as I can remember, yeah.
Who makes Fire Emblem?
Nintendo. A company that's under Nintendo.
Okay, so then that doesn't count.
Or a company that works exclusively with Nintendo.
Nintendo.
Nintendo. Ooh, that's a...
But yeah, I mean, I think Snake has been the only one actually up to this
So
point.
you got Snake and Brawl, and in this one you have Mega Man.
I'm happy about that.
I'm happy about that too. And
Did you see the picture of Mega Man shooting Mario in the balls?
I did see
it was
that
a
picture.
great.
That
It was
was
a
a
great.
great-
Still, it was like they somebody still framed the demo reel, and there's just a shot where he's just shooting Mario right in the balls.
And there's also Sonic, depending on whether you count Sonic as a guest or not.
Sonic was in Brawl.
Yeah, Sonic was a guest.
Sonic was the first then.
No, Sonic
was in...
No, Sonic and Snake were in the same game.
Yeah. Melee didn't have a special guest character.
Are you
I'm positive.
Yeah.
Because I can't... if it's not standing out, I can't remember who it was.
You're right.
I mean, they had Game & Watch. There you go. That was Nintendo's first character.
But Brawl, I'm very excited about. I cannot...
Brawl, the game that came out 4 years ago. You're excited about that?
Smash Brothers U.
I'm not that excited because I actually think that Super Smash Brothers has actually been going in backwards for a while.
What do you mean?
I thought the first one was great. Melee was good. It was great as well, but not it was already starting to go back. And I thought Brawl was worse, a lot worse than Melee. And I'm wondering
Smash Brothers U.
if this will be
portable.
Yeah, I'm wondering.
Is that the name for the?
It's probably Smash Brothers 3DS.
Smash Brothers is in a weird place where it's is it a party game or is it a competitive fighting game?
Yeah.
It is in that weird. It's kind of like what's another one that kind of falls into that category?
There's no other one.
I can't think of one.
I remember
PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale.
No, that was just a shameless ripoff of Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Nah.
I remember when Melee Brawl had not come out yet. This was years ago, and there was a tournament at a local game store that was organized, and a lot of people entered, but were upset that they took out weapons and stuff. And no, that's actually a legitimate thing because it wasn't advertised as oh, there's not going to be any. Only you can only play on leveled Final Destination, and there's not going to be any of the weapons. And then that does take out some of the fun of the game. Well, a lot of the fun of the game. I mean, what's more fun than?
Well, if it's a party game, you're going to play with weapons.
Yeah.
If it's a competitive.
Exactly, and that's what throws people off. Is for instance, you're getting your ass kicked, and then all of a sudden the hammer falls right on top of you, and now you're no longer getting your ass kicked.
Or the star literally falls on you.
And those things are fun, but and sometimes taking those things, and I understand when you're having a highly competitive game,
you don't want any of the weapons,
random nonsense like that.
Yeah. But at the same time, it's
that's part of the game.
That's part of the game. It's really a weird.
It is a
place.
weird one. And staying on this new game track, we got a bunch of new games coming out next week. Mm-hmm. We've got Disney Infinity coming out Sunday.
Which one's that again?
Disney Infinity is pretty much Disney's competition to Skylanders.
Okay, yeah.
They're the exact same game, except Skylanders is Spyro. Disney Infinity is, Disney.
Doesn't Saints Row 3 come out next week?
Saints Row 4 comes out next Tuesday. Yeah. The new Splinter Cell comes out next Tuesday.
That was quietly brought through to they really did not make they did not make a huge thing out of this new Splinter Cell.
Well, there's a lot of marketing going on online, but you don't see much in terms of TV advertising.
I haven't seen really marketing online for it either. It's just
I've seen a lot.
All right, well,
I've seen a lot.
I keep seeing Despicable Me everywhere. So.
Yeah.
You've seen so much Despicable Me, you've actually started to not like Despicable Me. Or just the Minions.
Anyway, so what else is coming out?
You got Saints Row 4 coming out next week.
I never played any other Saints Rows, so...
I'm thinking about getting Saints Row 4.
I'll probably get it when it goes on sale in a few months.
I know you're getting Splinter Cell the minute it comes out on Steam.
Oh, yeah.
Market execute.
Yeah. You're going to get that game and I won't see you for 2 days.
And you won't see Dave for several hours.
Because I'll be at work.
Yes.
And I'll go home and I'll play Splinter Cell for an hour and then I'll go to sleep.
So that comes out next week?
This is all next week.
Okay.
Disney Infinity is Sunday. Tuesday, you have Saints Row 4 and Splinter Cell. What's the... Is it Blacklist? It is Blacklist? Okay, I wasn't sure if it was Blacklist or something else.
Splinter Cell Black Flag.
There's been... No, that's October. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag comes out like October. And then after that, you really don't have any other big games coming out this month that I can think of until GTA 5 in September, which is my most anticipated game of the year right now.
I have 2 that I'm really looking forward to in the fall.
Arkham Origins.
And
that comes out in like 2 or 3 weeks.
What, Arkham Origins?
Yeah.
No, Arkham Origins comes out in October.
Yeah, it comes out in October.
Oh, I thought it was just a couple weeks. Or whatever.
Wow, Dave. Never mind. Anyway.
Sorry, I thought it was
I actually just forgot what my other game was.
Destiny?
No, not Destiny. What the hell? I'll remember in a minute. Just go on.
But yeah, like GTA 5 comes out in September. We will be doing a review on that one. Mm-hmm. Hands down, like, no consent. We'll be doing an interview on that one.
A review?
A review of GTA 5.
We're going to interview GTA 5?
That
would be great if we...
Set the disconnect from the microphone.
Okay. GTA 5.
So GTA 5, how awesome are you? I'm really awesome. I'm never doing that again.
Yeah, don't ever do that.
But for the games that are coming out next week, we may have a review of Splinter Cell Blacklist. I'm definitely going to get, at this point, I'm going to get Saints Row 4 and do a review of Saints Row 4.
What the hell is that other game? I can't remember what the hell it was all of a sudden.
Any other games coming out this month that...
This month? Not that I could think of. I don't really have any on my list this month.
No, I didn't have that many on my list this month either. Because the summer, for me, the summer of games is over. But, September, for me, kind of begins the fall gaming season.
What games are coming out in the fall? Just start naming games. It's bothering me now that I can't remember what they are.
Let's see now. You know what? I'm just going to pull up a list.
Yeah.
For 2014, these are the current game releases.
2013.
2013.
We're not in
Jesus Christ, I can't type.
Oh, Lost Planet 3 comes out pretty soon, too.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about Lost Planet.
Lost Planet is one of those games. It's always let me down a little bit. It's like every time they're like, it's going to be better this time. It's never better.
Okay, so here we go. We are in...
Ghosts.
No, you know me. I don't.
We are in August. Today is the 17th.
Just start reading.
Okay. Disney Infinity on Sunday.
Well, you heard that already.
Monday, Sir, You Are Being Haunted for PC. On the 20th, Dive Kick. Oh, I completely forgot about that one.
Dive Kick.
Dive Kick?
No, not Dive Kick. The Bureau, XCOM Declassified, also comes out Tuesday.
Yeah, that looks
another forgettable third-person.
Thursday, it's Skullgirls.
What the hell is that?
It's fighting game.
Okay.
Next, following week after that, you have Castlevania Lords of Shadow.
Yeah, Castlevania's been on the downslope for a while. Since the last good one was Lament of Innocence. That was the last good Castlevania game.
Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn.
Nope. That's not it either.
Hatsune Miku, Project Diva F.
Hatsune Miku. That's funny.
Nope.
That's not a game.
This is all on the 27th. Killer is Dead.
No.
Lost Planet 3.
No.
Madden 25.
No.
The new Amnesia.
No.
That's in late August, I think.
The next day, you have Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons. For the
that comes out that's the Xbox Live.
No, that's a Windows game.
That's a Windows game?
It's a Windows game. And the Xbox Live Arcade game that comes out that day is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows.
Okay.
Day after that, Bioshock Infinite and SimCity come out for the Mac.
Oh. Okay.
Wow, that took a long time.
Yeah.
It's great to be a gamer on Mac. I don't care. This is a story about Mac. I helped my little brother build a computer recently.
I'm going to look at that list while you talk about the story.
I helped my little brother build a computer recently. He spent like $2,000 on this computer, and he used to be a Mac user. He used to use everything on Mac. So he told me he wants to spend as much money on his computer as he spent on his Mac. So he spent like $2,500 on this MacBook Pro, and so he picks out all these like crazy over the top computer parts for like $2,000.
Okay.
So I went on Apple's website just for giggles, and I configured a full size Mac Pro as close to his configuration as I possibly could. So he got like an i7. So I picked the i7. I picked the equivalent processor on Mac's website. He got 16 gig of RAM, so I picked 16 gig of RAM. He had 3 terabytes of memory, so I picked 3 terabytes of memory. And the best card, guys, that Mac had, video card that Mac had available on their website is a Radeon 5870.
That doesn't sound like a powerful graphics
That's
card.
2 years old.
I don't even
Really?
understand what
That's
you're
a
talking
mid-range graphics card that's 2 years old. I found it on Amazon for literally $30.
Now, how much was Apple
not on
charging
Amazon.
for it?
Not on Amazon. On Google Shop, $30.
And how much was Apple charging for it?
Like almost $200. So
Now, are these parts specific? Now, does Apple
yeah, it is
code or configure the hardware joints on their
the
parts
Apple
differently?
version is somewhat modified from the regular 5870.
But does it justify a like?
Absolutely not.
I can't even figure out the percentage jump.
It's like 300%.
That's wow.
So just guess for all these Mac gamers out there. Just guess how much John got
What the hell did I freaking reserve? Sorry, I can't. Go on.
John got an i7, a GTX 780,
So we got the Mini Titan.
Yep, 3 gig of storage and 16 gig of RAM. So, and I made an equivalent computer of a Mac Pro. Guess how much the Mac Pro would have cost? $2,000 for my brother's computer, building it himself. How much would the Mac Pro
I actually
cost?
already made this guess, so I'm not going to do it again.
I'm going to say 6.
6 what?
$6,000.
$6,000? What?
That's
the fuck?
ridiculous.
It's Apple.
No, it was $3,400.
Okay, I give up.
Okay,
There's a $1,400 premium.
that's
6 is just silly.
So continuing our
You
list.
could buy a car for $6,000.
Well, a down payment on a car, yeah.
No, you could buy a car. You could buy a pretty decent used car.
I'm sorry.
For
I'm sorry.
$6,000.
I think I was picturing a Phoenix laptop in my head when I was dictating that price for the MacBook, and I have no idea why.
Well, anyway.
But continuing our launch list,
So if you're a Mac gamer, I'm sorry.
Now, that's enough of the launch.
you're paying for parts that are 2 years old,
You're
that
paying-
are
you're
like
paying a
double the
premium.
cost of what we get on PC. So buy a PC. After SimCity, we have on the 30th, Arcania: The Complete Tale,
I don't even know what that is.
Painkiller, Hell and Damnation,
Excedrin the game.
War for the Overworld, and now we get into
I'm somewhat excited for
and now we get into September.
Forget. I don't want to go into
Well,
September.
War for the Overworld's like a new Dungeon Keeper.
Let me at least
Okay.
cover
Remember
the
Keeper?
first 2 days of September. First 2 days of September. Yeah. We have Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons. Castle of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse HD remake.
Yeah, I'll just download the ROM of that.
Rayman Legends. Total War Rome 2, which I'm really excited for.
Of course he is.
And the console port of Diablo 3.
Okay.
I'm
So
just
that was important. Why?
Crickets.
I'm just going to let that one sink in for a minute.
Crickets.
The console port of Diablo
Well, we've
3.
known about that for a while, just nobody cares.
I know. And then the 4th you could care about, then we get into September, which we'll cover later on.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the big ones next week that are worth checking out. From our opinion, Saints Row 4. If you're a Saints Row fan,
If you're like an open world,
if you're an open world like
kill everybody
kill
kind
everybody
of person.
kind of person with a game that's so over the top and campy that like you're into that shtick, Saints Row 4 is for you. Then you have the Bureau XCOM Declassified.
That might be interesting to wait until it's like $20.
Yeah.
The XCOM world is kind of cool, but like I don't want to pay $60 to play a first-person shooter in it.
Oh, it's a third-person shooter.
Third-person shooter, sorry.
And Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Blacklist.
That will be, of course, good.
I'm
Don't-
buying the hell out of that.
Dave is buying
I
it
hope
up.
it's a decent PC.
This is bothering me. I can't remember what game I put on reserve.
I hope it's a different decent PC port.
It should be.
When is Beyond Two Souls?
That's what I put on reserve. Thank you, Dave.
October 8th.
That's what I put on reserve.
That is October 8th. That comes out.
I was so busy. It's because you were thinking about PC games, and it's not a PC game.
Yeah.
I bet
No.
that's why.
So, Beyond Two Souls, which is one of my most anticipated games of the year, is October 8th. And then...
I'm really just looking forward to Beyond 2
And then
Souls
2 or 3 weeks later,
Origins.
at the end of the month, you have Batman Arkham Origins. Right in time for Halloween.
Did you hear about the $120 special edition? This is getting out of hand with these special editions.
Oh, you know what? That actually kind of brings up an interesting topic, because I have seen some ridiculous special editions coming out.
Yeah.
Like, you got... Oh, my God, what have you got? You got the $120 Batman one. Couple months ago, when... what was the racing game?
Forza?
Forza, thank you. For Forza, there was, like, a Forza Collector's Edition.
Yeah,
which
you sent me this article, I remember. We were going to talk about it that day, and we never did.
Yeah, they gave you an actual Formula One racer.
Well, you were really just buying a car, and then you also happened to get a video game with it.
For Saints Row...
Wait, what?
Yeah, they bought... you.
There was a video. There was a special edition of a video game where you had to buy a car.
Well, you paid like... I think it was like $500,000 or something.
And you got an
actual Formula One race car.
That's not a special edition. That's a publicity stunt. Nobody actually bought one of those.
I think some people actually. I think someone actually did.
Nobody did that. Nobody.
Well,
Anyway.
for Saints Row 4, there's actually supposedly $1 million collector's edition, which gives you like a weekend in like a prestigious hotel, full flight, full excursions or something, along like living like I don't know, a high end like Hollywood slut.
Like the president with superpowers.
Hollywood slut? Hollywood slut?
A high-end Hollywood slut.
A high end. Well,
Yeah.
sure, let's go with that. High end Hollywood slut. It fits with the theme of Saints Row.
Yeah, it does. Giant
It
purple
fits-
dildos and stuff.
It fits with
No,
the
you're
theme.
the president with superpowers.
Well, in Saints Row 4, you're the president with superpowers.
But it is funny, though, because the president is a foreigner in that one.
Well, it can be.
No, you can't.
You can make your president foreigner. You can give him a thick Cockney
No,
British
I
accent.
just found it an article about it.
Yeah.
It includes... Hold on, it's loading. Sorry, I shouldn't have said I found the article before it loaded.
Yeah.
But we'll continue on this discussion of collectors. Like, is there a point where collector's editions, A, is there a point where collector's editions go too far? And B, are collector's editions worth it now?
No.
All right, so the limited edition, the limited $1 million edition of the game includes the collector's edition of the game, which is called the Commander-in-Chief edition, a flight to space on a Virgin Galactic.
Oh, so it's Richard Branson millionaire. Okay, I gotcha.
A full-size replica dubstep gun, which I guess is a weapon in the game.
It is.
A hostage rescue experience.
What?
I'm just reading the poster. Plastic surgery. A spy training day. A personal shopper. A capsule wardrobe.
What the hell does that mean?
I
don't know.
idea.
I don't know. I'm just reading
Are
what
you
it
dressed
says.
like a capsule?
I'm just reading what it says. 7 nights at the top of the royal suite at the Burj Al Arab in Dubai.
Yep, that's about right.
That's a high-end hotel.
A week for 2 at the Jefferson Hotel in Washington, D.C. A first-class flights to both D.C. and Dubai. A Lamborghini. And a new Prius. And a year of insurance on the Prius.
But not on the Lamborghini.
But not on the Lamborghini.
Now, here's the thing about it is that all of it?
And a year supercar membership. But I don't know what that means.
Here's the thing, though. If you actually...
What are they pricing it at?
$1 million.
$1 million.
Oh, wow.
Here's the thing, though. With $1 million, you could do all that and not have to worry about the
That's
game.
why these are... That and the thing with buying the car for Forza, they're publicity stunts.
Yeah.
They're not actual special editions.
Yeah.
But this brings up the point, like...
But it is kind of funny.
It's kind of fun. Like the extreme collector's editions aside...
Oh, there's only one available. Only $1 million special edition pack.
Yeah, but anybody with enough money to afford that can just
Wouldn't do it
recreate...
anyway.
Would
That's
We'll
why
just
it's-
recreate the experience.
So that's why I'm saying it's a publicity stunt.
But the extreme collector's editions aside, Are collector's editions still worth it? Now?
Hostage rescue experience.
That's the one. That's the only one that you probably can't
You
recreate.
get like tied up and someone like beats you up with like soap in a sock and like beats the shit out of you. And then like
I feel clean but abused.
And then like a local SWAT team like kicks down the door and like beats the shit out of that guy. and then they drag you out, but you're still like blindfolded and shit. So they're just like dragging you out of the building. You have no idea what's going on.
It sounds like you're just playing a game of Mr. President.
Yeah. But anyway, so to answer your questions, no, they're not worth it anymore because now they just pump it full of this cheap crap that you don't need, like a
Lamborghini.
Well, no, I'm talking about the
And a Prius in here.
I'm not talking about the non-extreme versions.
Like you're paying like what $70-$80 for a collector's edition.
No, there's no collector's editions anymore that are less than $100.
Okay, so.
Sometimes there's like the steel book edition where it's like $10 more and you get a metal box.
Yeah,
that's not the special edition.
You're paying $100. What do you usually get in a collector's edition now? You get
okay. Let's just pull up the Arkham Origins one, and we can talk about exactly what it is. I remember there was like dossier files, stuff like things that you're never gonna use. Like what the hell are you gonna do with a dossier file?
Just glorified art books.
Yeah. Like, what am I going to do with a dossier file for, like, the Riddler? Like, oh yeah, I'm going to put it in my room and I'm going to really impress the women with my Batman dossier files. That's what they're looking for.
Well, you do have your pink Rogues Gallery shirt. Impress all the ladies.
I have lots of pink shirts.
No, but I mean specifically your pink Batman shirt.
It's my finest Batman shirt.
Yeah.
But
Indeed.
But just pull it up. I mean,
It's loading right now.
Okay.
So once I pull up the article with all the
But
details.
it's not worth it anymore, and they are getting out of hand with the stuff. That they're just basically just sending you stupid crap and charging you twice as much for the game.
I think part of that $1 million Saints Row thing is kind of making fun of special editions. Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. The special edition for Batman Arkham Origins will include. That's retailed at $119.99. Will include a statue of the Joker featuring LED effects, 80-page art book, 2 pieces of evidence, a Batman...
2 pieces of evidence.
2 pieces of evidence. What evidence to what? You don't know.
They just go into like random lockups around the world and take evidence.
You just get like you get like Jack the Ripper's knife. Like
no, you just get like a random piece of like broken glass or something.
Okay. A Batman wanted poster along with prototype schematics for the Batwing, an Anarchy logo stencil, a glow-in-the-dark map of Gotham.
Yeah, I need that. I just in case I'm trying to find my way through a fictitious city in the middle of the night. That's what I really need.
Wayne family photo and intel dossiers on the 8 assassins along with Black Mask's contract.
Exactly. Like, what is any of that necessary for?
Additionally, a first appearance Batman skin will be included, allowing players to appear as Batman did on his debut in Detective Comics 27, along with a Deathstroke challenge pack, which unlocks 2 extra Deathstroke. That's
if you pre-order. That you get that even if you don't get the Super Mega Origins edition or whatever. But yeah, it's like all that other crap is stupid. I stopped the last special edition I got of a game, I believe, was Metal Gear Solid 4. And that was when I realized that I spent like an additional $25 on nothing.
Well, you went a little higher on your collector's edition than I did, I think.
If they had like really nice figurines, it might be worth it.
Yeah.
Maybe. Like
because those are something you can actually collect.
Like the most common thing you see in
is art books,
but you don't really care about that crap unless you're really into art.
I think I bought a copy of Guild Wars 1. I bought a special edition box set, and I remember I got the soundtrack for the game, which actually is really good.
I mean, yeah, like stuff like that is actually really cool. Like if they give you like the soundtrack to the game,
and a big art book.
An action figure or a statue or
something. No, I
something that's actually going to be worth something. Or
no,
something
I like things that are plausible that you can use. Like I remember, like if I get like with my special edition, like I remember there was like it ended up not being as useful as I had hoped, but I got Resident Evil 5, and it came with like a messenger bag. The messenger bag like it's not as big as I was hoping it would be, but it's still something you can use. So it's like something that you can, like, there's use out of it.
Yeah.
You didn't spend money on something that is just going to sit and collect dust.
I mean, the reason you buy that is because you want to see the art book, because you care about the, like, random, you want to read through that stuff. And
But that's if you're into that kind of
if you're really a big fan of the game. Well, that's who those collector's editions exist for. It's the same thing I said about, whenever you're paying a premium for something.
Yeah.
What was the last collector's edition I got? I remember when Halo 3 first came out.
We talked about that.
We talked about this story, but I'm not going to bring up that story again.
The helmet. I remember you like held it up in the middle of the store.
Like, this is the helmet! And everyone's just looking at me like, who the hell is this asshole?
Look at the helmet.
Look at that fat idiot.
Yes, I was.
This helmet.
Fat.
And an idiot.
Well, I'm still an idiot, but...
Anyway, go on to what's the next story?
Next up on our list,
because we're running out of time, I think.
Actually, we actually covered pretty much everything we wanted to cover in hour and a half.
Really?
Which is actually a pretty reasonable amount of time. Yeah, we've only been going for 90 minutes.
Oh, well.
I mean, like, the collector's edition stuff actually brings up...
We have no other stories?
We have none that are still relevant.
Bring up one that's irrelevant, then.
Well, I mean, I got a couple Pokemon stories here.
I'll save those.
MLG dropped StarCraft 2. I'm pretty pissed off about that.
I just feel like we haven't done one in a while, so we should give people as much as we possibly can in this.
Yeah, I mean,
this is really we owe our fan like everything that we can give that person. One person.
I mean, there's also the new Scribblenauts game that crosses over to the DC universe.
You know what? Spur of the moment, play Russ's Retro Room. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this spur-of-the-moment edition of Russ's Retro Room. Today I'm going to be talking about a game that nobody really has ever heard of, I don't think. I think I might have been the only person who ever played this game. It's called General Chaos. General Chaos for the Sega Genesis. Either of you guys ever heard of General Chaos?
No, I haven't.
Nope.
It wasn't quite turn-based strategy. It was like somewhere between real-time strategy and Final Fantasy Tactics grid turn-based strategy. It was like you had squads that would line up against. There was the red team and the blue team. This was early, pre Team Fortress days. This was original Reds versus original Blues, and you'd have basically a choice between several different teams. There would be a guy with a rocket launcher, guys with Uzis. I remember there was a guy who threw grenades and dynamite. There was one more. What is the last one? Doesn't matter. There was a medic. There was a medic too. And basically, what you would do is you would progress through the levels and try to take over the entire area through this war. And essentially, it was like televised war. Like it was like this was really more than I think about it, the more this is like Team Fortress 2. It was it was an awesome game for its time because it was like basically you would hover over the guy and you would tell him where to attack, and it would be if somebody needed to be medically evacuated, or you had time to have that happen. But it was really fun, and it was just one of those games that like no one has ever heard of, and I've brought it up to people, even these two, they didn't even know about it. And if you can go out there, if you have a Sega Genesis emulator, you can find the ROM for it. I'm going to probably get it for the Ouya if they have I don't know if they have a Sega Genesis emulator, but I'm going to see if I can find it.
Probably.
Like I said, General Cat. It was so fun when I was a kid. I remember I didn't own a copy. I actually used to borrow back when you could rent video games from Blockbuster, or I had an Easy Video near my house. That's another retro thing. Those don't exist. They haven't existed for a really long time. and I used to borrow the only copy they had over and over. I should have just bought it off of them when I was a kid. Now that I think about it, but you know, it's a 3 out of 5. You know, it's fun for its time, but it doesn't have much. It doesn't hold up as much nowadays. So it's not like, you know, a lot of the newer strategy games you're going to be like, this is slow and clunky. But for the first time you play, it's going to be fun. So I'd give it a 3 out of 5. And that's going to have to do it for today's spur of the moment Russ's Retro Room that I wasn't prepared to do. But I owe it to you, the fan out there, to give you as much possible content during your first listening experience after a month and a half of absolutely nothing, thanks to somebody sitting at the table. So
I apologize.
I'm going to call it a day on that, and next time I'll have.
And we're going to call it a day here at Game Nation Radio.
Next time I'll be a little bit more organized for
we'll
my
be
Russ's Retro Room.
a lot more organized next time. We will be back here in 2 weeks. Don't forget to check out Game Nation Plays on our website, on our YouTube channel.
I might do a Game Nation Plays General Chaos. Now I want to play that game.
That'd be a pretty good one. That episode of episode 5 of Game Nation Plays will be out Monday for you guys to enjoy, and next episode of Game Nation Radio will be 2 weeks from now. We're going back to our regular schedule,
and we might get Dave in here more often.
Dave will be here more often.
He's passed out right on the table, but
Dave's a tire right now.
Yeah.
So we'll see you guys next week. Good night.
Adios.
Good night.